Brenda wants to run away. Mama say you're making me lose pay. And social work is here every day. Now Brenda's gotta make her own way. Can't go to a family, they won't let her stay. No money, no babysitter, she couldn't keep a job. She tried to sell crack, but ended up getting robbed. So now what's next? It ain't nothing left to sell. So she sees sex as a way of leaving hell. It's paying her rent, so she really can't complain. Prostitute fam, slang. And Brenda's her name, she's got a baby.
Forever. Rock-a-block, Rockefeller.
I'm feeling it. Feel the back.
Keep it real in the mood.
Feel the legs pushing up on the sand. I'm feeling it. Feel the high that you get from the line. If you feel it,
I keep it realer than most. I know you're feeling it. Crystals are nice, I like the toast. I keep on spilling it. Bone crushers, I keep real close. I got the skill for this. On my back, the flyers closed, looking ill as shit. Transactions illegitimate, cause life is still a bitch. And then you die, but for now, life, close your eyes and feel its dick. Since diapers had nothing to live for like the lifers, but making sure every nigga stay rich within my cipher. We paid the price to circle our success, they turn my mic up. I'm about to hit these niggas with some shit that'll light your life up. If every nigga in your clique is rich, your clique is rugged. Nobody will fall cause everyone will be each other's crutches. I hope you fools choose to listen, I drop jewels, bust it. These are the rules I follow in my life, you gotta love it. Jiggy jigger looking gully in the joint. If y'all niggas ain't talking about large money, what's the point?
I'm feeling it, feel the back.
What can I say, man? Now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, man. Now I'm on my way, man. This is 40. Now I'm on my way, man. What can I say? What more can I say, man? Now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, man. Now I'm on my way. Step with Orange Johnson, now it's all to the good. 640 evening show, man. It's all to the hood. Cornelius Green, that's the OG. He the one that got me plugged. So wait, shy-o, man, my music like a drug. That's Scarlet and Ray all day. Did I make somebody talk about they really wanna stand around? 640, did it get shorty? Did I make the mama talk about she wanna get down? You're presidential, you are residential. Why you look at me like you really want that wall? If you know what I know, or if you do what I know, you be looking like bro, it's time for you to go. It's the bobbity boopity boopity bobbity ziggity zing ziggity zow. Zoozos and wormers and zoozos and people be looking like he's sitting down. The fire that I really admire. When I listen to the 46 or the 640, your honor, I'm a bomb like Sarah Connor. Do you even know what I am saying? There is a reason they call me Desperado, cause I am about to go super saiyan. I said I'm a bomb like Sarah Connor. Do you even know what I am saying? There is a reason they call me Desperado, cause I am about to go super saiyan. The 640, now I'm on my way, man. What more can I say? What more can I say, man? Now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, man. Now I'm on my way, man. The 640, now I'm on my way, man. What more can I say? What more can I say, man? Now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, man. Now I'm on my way. I've been grinding all day, hustling all night. Get this music on these streets. I'm trying to do it. Alright, it's not alright to try, you gotta do. Listen to me, bro, you gotta act the fool. When you're flipping and flopping and there is no stopping, sometimes you gotta take up this own. Let me calm down, let me chill for a second, cause I'm wildin' out, if you know what I mean. Cause my flows is off of the top of the dome, it's like a drone that's going insane. To the membrane, like I was a cypress or cypress to cypress hill. Get 'em up, then I'm back another brother to go about this for what are you for real? I'm crazy, psycho, make you dance like Michael Jackson. When I'm rapping, then I make you grab your rifle. So please tune in to 640, man. I'm the type of guy to take your shorty and I'm desperado. Nothing but love, man. I really do got nothing but love for you. Appreciate everything. This one's for y'all. Got you. Thank you. Here we go. For the 640, now I'm on my way, man. What can I say? What more can I say, man? Now I'm on my way. Now I'm on my way, man. Now I'm on my way, man.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining the 640 Evening Show. I am DJ 640. Just want you to let you know that today I am so excited for this show that during my little soliloquy that I'm about to do right now is just like I just want to so much jump in front of it and just hurry up and start the show off right now. But let me just say this. With everything that's been going on this week, especially with the shooting up in Florida, with the gun control and everything, and we're going to get into a little bit of that on the show today, as far as racism and all that type of stuff too. But what I want to say, but I didn't get a chance to go into a couple of weeks ago when Dennis Edwards passed. And I kind of wanted to give a lot of condolences and stuff to him and give big shout out to him because he's one of the one of the great legends that we have in the music industry with the Temptations. And when he passed, although he wasn't one of the original members, he was like the second replacement. Al Bryant got replaced by David Ruffin. Dennis Edwards replaced David Ruffin. And by Dennis Edwards dying, the sole remaining Temptation member that's alive now is Otis Williams. So I say that to say this. I noticed that when a lot of our artists that pass away, the Prince, the Michael Jacksons, the Marvin Gayes, and so forth, when we lose them, I noticed that we always like to pay tribute to their music, to play their music more. You dance to it a little bit more. You know, you pay homage a little bit more. The Luther Vandross, so on, so forth. My thing is, give them the flowers, give them the acknowledging stuff while they're here. Love me while I'm here. Don't wait till I'm gone. Show me the accolades right now. Gerard 640 was a nice guy to be around. Love to be around him. He was a good guy. Be around me now. I got this studio with so much love in here today, man. I'm so humbled. I'm excited for the show. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I got some people that came out here from Florida, from L.A. It really, really lifts my spirit today, and I'm so ready to do this show. This is the 640 Evening Show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DJ 640. Ron, take me to the top, and I got my man Zell up in here, DJ Zell, and he's going to be doing this thing today. But let's take it to the top with Sweet 16, and let's get this thing started. Ron, holla at me.
Hi, this is Destiny. You're now in tune to the 640 Evening Show, featuring my daddy, DJ 640. Hey!
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Jay-Z.
Vanilla Tracy, Caesar Piccati, Isaac Mizrahi. Up around the yo shade, Gabbana sipping pure J with the ill nana. Then you up around. I had your loyalties in your joint. You'll get your royalties and your points. So what the deal is? With Foxy Brown make case. Now we lace Bonnie McFly. Now I'm up in Jamaica breaking all your paper.
You're the only one for me. You're the only one I need.
Can nobody make me feel the way you're making me feel? And now you know this love is real. Touch me, seize me, feel me and caress me. Hold on tight, don't let go. Baby, I'm about to explode. Oh yeah. 'Cause all my love it can control.
I met him when I was a little girl. He gave me poetry. He was my first, but in my heart I knew I wasn't the only one. 'Cause when the tables turned, he had to break. But whenever I got lonely, I needed some advice. He gave me his shoulder. His words were very nice, but that is all behind me. 'Cause now there is no other. My love is in this life.
Tell me how to make things right.
You are watching a master at work.
Need you in my life, girl. I love you better than yourself. Do you love yourself? I just need your love, baby. Who gon' love you like I do? That's word. And all the times you confuse my words, you don't listen. You could've had Christian and Christian Dior. Now you just missing, I'm missing you more. But you knew that I'm the cool cat with the roof back. No, I need you by my side, can't lose that. But you still wanna test the waters, like I never showed you jets and waters on the coast of Florida. So why you wanna act like that? Like a nigga never had your back, his and hers to match. What's wrong, girl? Pick up the phone, saying you not home, nigga, leave me alone. Well, fuck it then, that's my word, I'll never love again. Same time wanting you back, I'ma suck it in. Could've gave you my last name, you want some other shit. All 'cause you thought I was laid up with some other shit. Tell me how to make things right. 'Cause I just need you in my life, girl. I love you better than yourself. Do you love yourself? I just need your love, baby. Girl, I know you want me. Stop playing this game with me. Girl, it's about that time for you and I to get this right. Lay your head on my bed, then pushing your face in the middle. You remind me of my G, so hop on it and just ride with me. Had me thinking everything was alright. Out of town, I was booking your flights, coming chill for a night. 'Cause when we together, we be wildin'. Out in Star Island, on a yacht, play our favorite album. And I know you still think about it. When the people doubt it, I was the one that you stuck around with. Getting Betty, baby, come my way. Love my songs, every one I play. It's on my mind all day. Late nights when I feel the pain. I messed up, but I feel the same. Tell me who's to blame. You just left like your Uber came. And you stressed, yeah, my mood just changed. I'm in the coops and things, and you the only one that catch my eye. Match my fly. Chicks wave when I pass them by, but they don't catch my vibe like you do. My love is truthful. Without you, girl, would be crucial. Tell me how to make things right. 'Cause I just need you in my life, girl. I love you better.
Girl, I just went to a major dealership and got ripped off on a luxury car. Ugh.
Well, I just got a great deal on a luxury car at Star Imports in Camp Springs, Maryland. They took their time with me, treated me with respect, and helped me find the perfect car.
Hey, DMV, looking for a unique car buying experience? Tired of high-pressure sales? Good news. At Star Imports, you'll be delighted with our boutique-style car buying experience. We're committed to treating you with the utmost respect, even if you have less than perfect credit. Check out our impressive selection of pre-owned BMWs, Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Jaguars, and other imports starting at $5,988. For fast online guaranteed credit approvals, go to starimports.com. That's STARRIMPORTS.com. Or call 301-423-8000. Star Imports, home of the boutique-style car buying experience. Located in Camp Springs, Maryland, off exit 7B off the Beltway, next to Red Lobster.
Oh, bang, bang. Welcome back to the Hard Drive, DJ 640. And the set is on fire today. Big shout out to my man DJ Zell for rocking those joints for me today. And he's going to be our in-house DJ for the day, DJ Zell. He's going to be doing this thing too. Right now, as promised, we got Finesse up here, right here with us, man. Thank you for joining us on the 640 Evening Show, man. We appreciate it. And right off the top, man, let the folks let you know what you do, who you are, and where we're going at from here.
Well, first I want to
talking to that mic like you was talking up there when you was doing your thing.
I want to thank God for everybody making it here safe or whatnot. That's really important to me. Family as well. Tune Squad, Hitters Be Fam, man. We run our family. We stick together. Mostly we stick together. I go by the name Finesse. Finesse the Natural. If you don't know, my alias. I rap, I sing. Mostly singing, but I like to incorporate the two. So I appreciate the 640 Evening Show for having me.
Sure.
They could have had anybody else, but they brought me on. So that's definitely a big plus, and I really appreciate it. Anybody could be getting this exposure, but it's me right here, right now. So
that's what's up, and I appreciate it. And Finesse, so you said before you said you started this thing with rapping at first, and then you said you went segued into with your R&B and singing and stuff, or was it vice versa?
Well, it was actually vice versa. The singing came first.
Okay.
My aunt, actually the one who gave me the idea to sing first.
Right.
She didn't actually necessarily show me how to sing, but she gave me the idea, through some good Boys to Men, stuff like that on. And,
right.
And since then, I just been, doing my thing, since then. So, I try to keep it going the best way I can, and my family is musical. My dad, my dad got 7 brothers, and they all do music, every last one of them. So
that's what's up.
Play instruments and all. So.
Oh, okay. So with the singing, did you take that in serious? Did you get a chance to record anything that you was doing when you just started going to the recording booth? You just started with the rapping. So I guess you hooks. You sing your own hooks on your rap.
My own hooks. I have my own writing, my own everything. So I do it all. But I mean, I might venture out, buy some good beats from my good men,
Right.
But I dabble with the beats from now. But mostly my writing is 100% me.
Okay. And you mentioned how long you been doing it?
To be honest, I didn't really get the feel for writing until I would say my 10th grade year in high school.
Mm-hmm.
It was this guy. I actually played football in high school in Alabama.
Oh, okay. What position?
What position? I played slot.
Okay.
Slot receiver there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep. Washington County. I went to Washington County High School.
Okay.
Chatham, Alabama.
What's up?
Big facts. There is where I discovered I knew how to write. I had a friend that I met there who's actually doing music now. Shout out to my man Tad Santana.
Mm-hmm.
He the one who really got me in the mood for writing for real. So we would come to school every now and again, and he had something written down on the paper. And I'd be like, oh yeah, that's just like hat, you know what I'm saying? That's fast. So I come back the next day with some more fire, like, oh, you gonna have to step it up this time, bro. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
So we had a little competitive competition there, So it was cool, and it pushed us, and now he doing big things, and hey, we making our way, we paving the way right now.
I have a question for him because I used to write myself a little bit.
This is E right here, by the way. I'm
Yeah,
sorry, he up on set too. So
yeah. When you do your writing, where do you pull your motivation from? Experiences, things that throughout your life, or just think something, an idea might hit you at night, or because writing is all you, it's all unique. So I'm just trying to find where's that motivation come from, because I used to dabble in that myself a little bit.
Okay.
Some from relationships and this and that and the other.
Okay, so when I write, I mostly go off of feeling. Right, so it's mostly based off of feeling, and then you add the extras. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's really a work of art for real. So
exactly.
So you just gotta pace yourself and take your time and really feel it. Like I know when a song is I feel it's great to me. Mm-hmm. I know when it's great when I first write the word, when I first hear the beat or the instrumental, and it's instant. It's instant.
Just brings it out.
You got that ear for it.
It's I know off the top already what I'm gonna say the hook wise. Not maybe not the verses, but as far as hook and the direction of where I want to go.
Got that idea.
Off the bucks. The feeling of the beat is what gives me that. Like I'm not really a person that really writes just to write without like I want to hear the beat when I write. I want to get the feeling when I write, because I want it to all be natural, and I like to do it then and there on the spot to get the full effect and the full feeling of it.
Right. I hear you.
You gotta be faded on the weed and stuff like that when you write and stuff like the rest of them, or do you usually just do it natural?
You don't have to be faded off the weed. You know
what I'm
saying? I mean, everybody feel how they feel, but I mean, it's a thing where if you got it.
I hear it a lot.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like if you got it, then you got it. If you need extra influence or whatever, I mean, so be it. But I mean, to each his own.
And do you feel that you're able to portray, for an example, when you sing, do you feel that you can get that emotion out that you, when the beat is going and what you're trying to do, can you get the emotion out in the rap and the singing when you do it? Can you feel it, how?
As far as if I've already written it or if I'm just on the spot doing it, freestyling type thing.
Well, probably both. If you're freestyling, I know you're probably feeling it because you ain't have no choice but just to roll with it.
That's true. I mean, as far as the rap aspect, but as far as the singing aspect, it's kind of hard to freestyle singing to me.
Sure.
Because
you was doing your thing when we were doing the sound check. I mean, I saw you was doing your thing. I'm like, okay, hey, dude, he got some talent right there.
Yeah,
definitely, absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Right, for the singing is more organized.
Yeah, because you got to know where you going with that.
Sure,
you can't just say it.
Oh, true, with the singing. 100%.
Where's some of the did you take the stuff outside yet? Did you get a chance to perform in anything, or you just strictly still in the studio?
I performed a couple places. I've gotten a chance to perform in New York.
Okay.
At the Ron Alexander show. Shout out Ron Alexander and the people out in New York. They camp real tight, and I appreciate them for having me out there. I took a trip by myself willingly. I ain't even know what I was gonna do. I went out there, ain't had no hotel, no nothing. I just went out there on the strength.
Right.
And it was a cool experience. I learned a couple things. Learned how to ride the train. It was a whole new aspect to everything. Like I live in DC. You would think I know how to ride the train already. But, I mean, out there, it's a little bit different, So, it was pretty cool though.
That's what's up. They show a lot of love out there in New York anyway with that too. So they are definitely pro supporting, and giving a lot of support. They don't, it's not too much hate and stuff out there in New York.
Definitely.
And I heard a lot. That's one of the things that lacks down here in DMV, that we don't do a lot of support for each other. We don't support each other like we should, because there's a lot, as you can see, there's a lot of hell of a talent up in here, but it's just that we don't do a lot of supporting of our own. But we getting there. We doing better. If we start to the job like give us each of us all a little push.
Gotcha.
And I said, you up here, you're not here by yourself, so you got a crew with you. You just solo thing.
I mean, of course I got the crew. I got the crew with me. That's Toon Squad, B-Fam. B-Fam, that we got a good couple of people. Shout out my man C-Pat, TD2 coming soon. I Was Bored 3 coming out. My man Cash Flow. Shout out Pink. You already know Pink. Pink. That's the lady.
Yeah, she's real top.
Yeah, that's the lady. And, we got my cameraman JC, my good manager. You know what I'm saying? My man Ali. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the camp been holding it down. We've been doing digital dash, different levels. My man Troy, man. I mean, what else can I say?
Right, man. So we're going. Before we do, I want you to. I know you had another question before I give it to my man Zell over there, and before we're gonna get you to do perform your song for us. What you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's called Moves. The song is called Moves. It was produced by my man Robbo. I shot the video. Shout out my man Wise Tarantino shot the video for me. If y'all want to look it up, there's Finesse Moves. You can look it up on YouTube, Finesse Moves. You can look at my gram, Flagrant Finesse. You could Google us, Toon Squad, hashtag, whatever you want to do. Toon Squad Hitters, B-Fam. You know what I'm saying? Hashtag is all that. So we just really been moving. Like we really ain't been playing no games, and we don't. We just head strong, and we just keeping our head forward. We looking straight. We not looking back. We don't got time to lose. We already lost enough time.
Yeah, we're about to set you up with moves in a minute, but we can see if you good. We gonna come back with my man Finesse right here. Right now we're gonna switch this thing over. We're gonna go to Zell, DJ Zell. Why don't you take us out a little bit? We're gonna be right back with Finesse, and he gonna give us something live on stage. Don't y'all go nowhere. Keep it locked.
Can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna fuck with me. Yeah, got skills in the trunk with me. Okay, switching lanes to a buck with me. That's right. Y'all can't deny it, I'm a fucking rider. You don't wanna bang with me. Yeah, and you know I brought my gang with me. Okay, niggas trip, I got my thing with me.
Yo, if they want it, cowards get it. They still wonder how I did it. Now y'all with it. These niggas see how I spit it. These bitches see how I kid it. You can hear my coupe a block away. Bitches be yelling, let me ride like they snooping Dr. Dre. I keep spitting, them clips cocked on the calicos. Keep shitting with zip blocks to that Cali bro. Keep hitting the shit blocks for that Cali dough. Keep getting my tip rocked by them Cali hoes. It's William Bonnie, still them mommies. Dance closely, even though they feel them limeys. I ain't trying to send police to your arrest. I'm trying to put this piece to your chest and you in peace with the rest. You can release to the press. This how G's ride from the north to the south, to the east, to the west.
Oh, you ain't never been to the dirty before. Shorty wanna ride with me. Come on, ride with young buck. Shorty wanna ride with me. We can get low. Hop into the shit and photo. Wanna ride with me. Let your head down. Come on. You said you wanna go, don't be scared now. Shorty wanna ride with me. We can get low. Hop into the shit and photo. Wanna ride with me. Let your head down. Fuck them other niggas. Fuck them other niggas. Down for my niggas. Fuck them other niggas. Down for my niggas. Fuck them other niggas. Cause I ride for my niggas. I die for my niggas. Fuck them other niggas. Bitch, I'm down with no limit. I ride for the cause. I'm the nigga on the tank with the big fucking balls. And if anybody fuck with Snoop Doggy Dogg, I'ma make these niggas put his name on the wall. And everywhere I go, I got Mr. Magic, yeah. Because I know that nigga don't care. He'll have that red shit pouring out your house, nigga. Any fucking time, nigga. Any fucking world. Make them bleed is the motto that I live by. If you fuck with me, it's a must you die. Them niggas might go run, but them niggas can't hide. It's like shooting yourself. It's a suicide kill. See, I can be hitting hard like bird. Niggas wanna know you. Know a man's big hurt. Just like Soda Stream, we'll put you in the dirt. And have your picture on front of a team.
I fuck these hoes after our story. Big dicks, we slang free. Bitch, do your thing, dance. Corvettes, Hummers, Jets, Rolex, Mosex, television, head rest, 20 inches, nothing less. Every day, ice out, nigga, play lights out. M, period, fresh, comma, your wife is my baby mama. God damn, motherfucker, she's a good dick sucker. What the fuck? Hold on, everybody, get your roll on. Everybody get your roll on. Everybody get your motherfucking roll on. What? Everybody get your roll on. Everybody get your motherfucking roll on.
Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Oh no, the fight's out. I'm about to punch your lights out. Get the fuck back, guard the grill. Is something wrong? We can't stay still. I've been drinking and busting too, and I've been thinking of busting you. I'm not no motherfucking bowhead. And if your friends jump in, there'll be more days. Causing confusion, disturbing the peace. It's not an illusion, we running the streets. So bye-bye to all you groupies and gold diggers. Is there a bumper on your ass? No, nigga. I'm doing 100 on the highway. So if you do the speed limit, get the fuck out of my way. I'm DUI, hardly ever caught sober. And you about to get ran the fuck over. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Move, bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way. Here I come, here I go. Uh-oh, don't jump, bitch, move. You see them headlights, you hear that fucking crowd. Stop that goddamn show, I'm coming through. Hit the stage, knock the curtains down. I fuck the crowd up, that's what I do. Young and successful, sex simple. Now bitches want me to fuck. True, true. Hold up, wait up, shorty. Oh, was I? Get my dicks up. What are you doing? Sideline my fucking business. Trying to get my paper. Child support soon. Give me that truck and take that rental back. Who bought these fucking TVs in this joint, bitch? Tell me that. No, I ain't built a house. Give a fuck. Never take it like this, bitch.
This is history, baby. Come on now, and the band play on. I see you, Kuda. Bad Boys 2, the soundtrack. Let's go.
Come in. Who your name is? Where you from? Turn around. Who you came with? Is that your your mama have reindeer? I can't explain it, but I'm so glad you came here. I'm still a sucker for corn. No, I never changed that. Your body is faded, mama, but where your brains at? Still the same cat when I was younger, running with bad boys. But now I'm older, and solar, running with bad boys. Here come another man, unlike no other man. Candy coated, switching every other lane. Y'all help me, won't you please help me? Hey, girl, this week and it's only Tuesday. I like the cocky, bow-legged ones, like white and Dominicans, Hispanics and Asians. He's shaking for Nelly's son, but no lows, no nos. I can't tell everybody in they just when you do it well. Take it low, girl, go and take it low. We can even do it slow. We can even do it slow. Either way you wanna go, either way you wanna go. Take that to the floor. Hop some, move some, shake your tail feather. Girl, go and take it low. We can even do it slow. We can even do it slow. Either way you wanna go, either way you wanna go. Take that to the floor. Hop some, move some, shake your tail, shake your tail.
Yo, I be buying B's, so all my girls be eyeing C's. Coming backstage, dying to get pleased. You got me, I rock the Versace and linen. While you spotting, grinning with a bunch of foxy women. While you speedball with cars, that's the valley. I get clothes custom made from a stylist. Cruise in my Lexus land with no malice. While you walk the street until your feet get callous. Take you on the natural high, like a pallet. It be all good, toss your clothes like a salad. When it's all over, put your vote in my ballot. This my diner, I'm Mel and you're Alice.
Oh man, how you gonna cut Biggie? Of all, oh my goodness.
You know better than
All right, we back live right here, man. As promised, we got my man Finesse is about to do his thing up here on there. This one right here is called Moves. Check my man out, Finesse. This is Moves. This is like, it's tight. You're gonna like this one. Let's do this. Come on, Ron.
I don't really know when I'ma make it, but this shit so close I can taste it. I just want some dough, I need patience. I just made some dough and it makes sense. I just want to pop me some pants. She tryna cool the crew, I got my eyes on the crew. She wanna chill with her friends, I just be making them moves. She just wanna chill with her friends, I just be making them moves. She just wanna chill with her friends, I just be making them moves. She just wanna chill with her friends. She look thick like when she can. She look thick like on my pants. She tryna put me in the jam. She let me rock till I blam. She already know that's the plan. Then I send her right to her friends, cause I'm just right back to the band. She let me shoot on the coat, then I go rock on the boat. She say she like my approach. I got the power, no ghosts. I got the sour to smoke. Ay, we can get high on the low. Ay, we do it right on the floor. Ay, she gonna ride even though I don't really know when I'ma make it, but this shit so close I can taste it. I just want some dough. Hey, I'm patient. I just need some dough. I just want to buy me some bands, so she wanna do with a crew. I got my eyes on the crew. She don't want chill with her friends, I just be making them moves. Whoa. She just want chill with her friends, I just be making them moves. Hey. She just want chill with her friends, yeah. I just be making them moves. Look, I just be making them moves. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm tired of playing the fool, like I ain't got sense like Raccoon, like I don't be lit off the pool. I just put in on some ooh. Shorty get wet as a pool. I'm tryna see what it do. She get a tree Scooby-Doo, but I gotta leave with no clue. I got a reason. She don't complain when her feet done. Hair and her nails be on fleek. Get around her friends and she geek. I'm a man crush every week. Whoa, we fuck till we falling asleep. She let me keep me on repeat. Finessing her all in the sheets. Yeah, I don't really know when I'ma make it. But this shit so close I can taste it. I just want some dough. I just made some dough and it makes sense. I just want to pop me some bands. She tryna cool with a crew. I got my eyes on the cool. She wanna chill with her friends. I just be making them moves. She just wanna chill with her friends. I just be making them moves. She just wanna chill with her friends. I just be making them moves.
You already know, man. Go by the name Flagrant Finesse, man. That's at Flagrant Finesse, my IG. You know, Tool Squad Hitters be fam. Shout out the gang. Shout out my man Zell too, man. Ones and twos. You already know. Yeah, you already know, man. This humble, this song right here called Humble, cause I'm a humble guy. You know, I don't really do too much flossing, too much bragging, for real, cause I'm grateful for what I got. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for the people around me and the things that I'm able to do, because there's a lot of people that can't do the things that I'm doing at this time. So I just stay humble about it and keep it moving. Yes, sir.
To hide the pain, I've been popping pills. To hide the pain, I just stack my chips. Found out a couple niggas ain't real, they ain't real, no. But it's cool, cause I'm still here. So I remain humble. I remain humble. Ay, I remain humble. Ay, I remain humble. Chill. Finesse.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta go get it. Sometimes you gotta go fishing. I gotta work on my pivot. Put some more mic in my pimpin'. Once I get racks, I ain't tripping. Nigga get racks and stop tripping. Fuck. Think I finally found my way and now they too salty. Got so sick and tired of waiting, now I'm too saucy. Had to boss up, now I drip cause all this juice on me. Niggas lied, they can't never tell the truth from. Oh my God, why they put me in the booth from? Oh my God, think I'm trying to buy a coupe now. Niggas fraud, they got nothing left to prove now. Screaming free my nigga suit now.
Hey, that's real, Mo. That's real.
Screaming free my nigga suit now.
OT, my man just came on the day though, that's real. Yeah.
To hide the pain, I've been popping pills. To hide the pain, I just stack my chips. Found out a couple niggas ain't real, they ain't real, no. But it's cool, cause I'm still here. Go. So I remain humble. I remain humble. Hey, I remain humble. So I remain humble. Yeah. Yeah. Couple niggas cross me, ayy. They ain't never harm me, ayy. Never been a dummy, ayy. I was in the streets, had to keep the heat and the Jesus peace. Somebody pray for me. Somebody pray for me. I got niggas I call friends, now they my enemies. I got niggas in the pen, now they can't see the streets. Selling dope cause they was broken, needed extra cheese. This shit stressing me. But I'm here cause I rewrote my destiny. Ain't nothing left in me. All they was real, but ain't nothing left for me. Gang, but I ain't tripping, I'ma stay humble. For real. That's all you can do. The only thing changing is the money. Gang, to hide the pain, I've been popping pills. To hide the pain, I just stack my chips. Found out a couple niggas ain't real. Hey, but it's cool cause I'm still here. Go. So I remain humble. I remain humble. So I remain humble. I remain humble. Humble guy, man. We just chill, lay back. Let the process keep moving. Gotta trust in the process, babe. Gang, Tool Squad, be fam, man. Go by the name Finesse. This beat, it's called Humble, man. For all the real people out there.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Humble, my man, Finesse. Whoa, I was so far into that, I didn't even get a chance to put my applause on. I didn't even get a chance to do my special effects with the applause. I love that, man. That was straight up. Right now on the Twitter line, I got Robert Bland. She's one of our really dedicated listeners on here. She said she was just writing down how humble you were when doing the interview, and she said, "Damn, didn't even sing a song called Humble." So yeah, right. So she was definitely feeling it. A big shout out to Robin, man. So she said she really feeling it.
I appreciate that.
But we're gonna let my man Zell take us out of here. And we're going to come right back with Finesse. We're going to wrap this thing up. And we got Lisa Beane coming on with the Wake Up Thursday Wake Up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thursday Wake Up. It's a 6-4 evening show. Do your thing.
Oh, hey. DJ Zell.
So, what? Mafioso. Mafioso.
How you figure that your team can affect my cream? Gold and platinum black since I stepped on the scene. Nah, I mean, keep the scene. Jacuzzi full of women. She hitting me and him. Much love like Wimbledon. But screaming killer. I'm overseas in my villa. But mama suits nothing iller. Twin switch the plan. Cop the Lexus land. See gutter. Rockefeller 400s and better. Blue seas push bees with 5 in his eyes. Knock go cry by Mary Blige. I die for my back and steel. Chicken heads with sex appeal. Reveal sexual acts up in Capone. Act. The chocolate dime, watch the mafia shine. Girls, get your own, can't touch a dime of mine.
And if you don't stop, then we won't stop. Continuous leader. You can be as good as the best of them, but as bad as the worst. So don't test me. You better move over. You can be as good as the best of them, but as bad as the worst. So don't test me. You better move over. Come on.
Do it.
I want without no music.
He's talking about no.
We ready wrap this thing up. We got Lisa Beane ready to come on. I want you to drop your social media and stuff like that, but Go ahead and do it for you, man. You got some acapella that you want to do for me? You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but I'm just saying. You got a request.
All right, here.
Go do your thing. Hold on. We got some acapella for you. Okay. Real talk. Go ahead.
I mean, it's something y'all know. It ain't nothing mine, but it's something y'all know, though.
Hey, get your devices ready. Let's roll this thing. This is how we do it.
We in it.
All right, here we go. All right. Close your eyes, make a wish, and blow out the candle lights. For tonight is just your night, and we're gonna celebrate. All through the night, pour the wine, light the fire. Girl, your wish is my command. I submit to your demands. I will do anything. Girl, you need only ask. I'll make love to you like you want me to. And I hold you tight, baby, all through the night. I'll make love to you like you want me to. And I will not let go till you tell me to. Girl, relax, let's go slow. I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm just gonna concentrate on you. Girl, are you ready? Be alone, I throw your clothes.
I know you roll with the whole CD. You know what I'm saying? I feel you, man. That's what's up, man. Finesse, ladies and gentlemen, in the house. 640 Evening Show. My caller is on the line. What's up? Who this? Did you hang up on me? Did they hang up on me, Ron, or what? They called back. Man. Wow. Man, we got to get this guy back up in here again, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's rock this. Let's get this call in here before we roll out here. You on 640 Evening Show. Who this? Talk to me.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Who this?
Hey, it's DJ King Price.
KP, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? How's everything?
Everything is all right. You are alive, KP.
Hey. Hey, I want to shout out to Robin, definitely.
Okay.
And my man, DJ, all hell, give him Zell.
Right.
DJ Zell.
Right.
Yeah. You know, I don't get too much to hang out with my family that much, so, you know, the day I had to do that, you know, when they call.
Right. You missed some good entertainment here tonight, man, because we had
I didn't miss it. I saw it on the internet.
I feel you. Good. I love that.
I didn't miss shit.
All right.
I saw it on the internet. But Robin always asks me when I'm bringing back. I told her I'll be back in a couple weeks.
Okay, that's what's up.
All right?
Yes, sir. So that means next week you ain't going to be here next week?
No, because we're going to have BX East Sandman.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, we're going to have BX Sandman there next week.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling Zell right here, man. I might not let this dude get out the door. Dude rocking the house up in here tonight. He rolling.
Oh, Zell? He's protege. Protege and CTS, baby.
That's what I do.
That's all that is.
All day, every day.
That's what's up. All right.
Yeah.
All right, KP.
All right. Holler back at you.
All right, DJ Kenny Price, thank you for calling in, my man. Appreciate that.
All right, definitely. All right.
All right, we gotta get roll up here. We gotta go ahead to our next segment, man. We definitely appreciate you for rolling in. Go ahead and give your shout out to your social medias and how they can follow you and everything, and let them know who's coming up here next.
You already know. You can catch me on IG at Flagrant Finesse. That's Flagrant Finesse. You can catch me on Facebook at Justin Boykin. You can catch me on Snapchat at sheesh_a_star. That's
right.
sheesh_a_star.
The 640 Evening Show got a caller that's just chimed in here. What's up? Who this?
Hey, it's Robin.
Hey, what's up, Robin?
Hey, guys, how are you?
All right.
Oh, I just had to say to Finesse, brother, you are good. You are really good. Stay on track. Stay humble. Keep moving forward. I love what you did tonight, and looking forward to hearing much more from you.
Oh, thank you, Miss Robin. I really appreciate you.
Thanks, Robin.
You are very welcome. All right, y'all. Have a good show. You know I'm watching.
Yeah, we recorded that little Boys to Men little verse that he did, so we're going to send it to you and let you play it over and over and over again. Robin. Thanks, man. Go ahead.
Who next? Oh yeah, I want to shout out my IG. That's Flagrant Finesse. My man Troy Gang, Toon Squad, B Fam, all that. And I want to thank the 640 Evening Show for having me. That's Finesse. And you know, we getting ready for this next segment, and we gonna be having.
I ain't coming next. I could be next. My clothing line coming next. Troy Gang coming next. You feel me? Shout out to my sister. You already know what it is.
We got Lisa Beane coming
Lisa Beane coming next. That's who coming next,
right.
actually, y'all.
Lisa, you know, you can't mix. You can't mix. Mixing ain't good.
Lisa Beane, she definitely coming next. You feel me? Shout out to the gang.
And we was like mono with all the fellas up here. Y'all can get a chance to miss the good eye candy because C Shine just walked into the building. Y'all, she was gonna be up on the deck and stuff like that, so y'all missed it. You know.
Gotcha.
All right. So we're gonna get my man Zell to take us out, man. The 6-4 Evening Show. Take us out, Zell.
You are watching a master at work.
You are now rapping with 50 Cent. You gotta love it.
I just wanna chill and catch stunts in my 745. You drive me crazy, shorty. I need to see you and feel you next to me. I provide everything you need, and I like your smile. I don't want to see you cry. Got some questions that I gotta ask, and I hope you can come up with the answers, baby.
Girl, it's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for me, girl? It's easy to love me now. Would you love me if I was down and out? Would you still have love for love?
Just don't get it. Do you enjoy being hurt? I know you smell the perfume, the makeup on his shirt. You don't believe his stories. You know that there are lies. Bad as you are, you stick around, and I just don't know why. If I was your man, baby, you never worry about what I do. I'd be coming home back to you every night, doing you right. You're the type of woman deserve good fame. Fistful of diamonds, a handful of rain. Baby, you're a star. I just wanna show you you are. You should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need. Baby, good love and protection. Make me your selection. Show you the way love's supposed to be.
Coming home late, it seems you barely beat the sun. Tapping my shoulder, thinking you gon' get you some. Smelling like some fragrance that I don't even wear. So if you want some loving, I suggest you go back there where you came from. Day to day, with you it's always something else. Working my nerve, God knows that I don't deserve what what you put me through, 'cause I've been so true to you. For you to come at me with another lame excuse. See, I heard it all before. All of your lies, all of your sweet talk. Baby this, baby that. But your lies ain't working now. Now, look who's hurting now. Who's hurt? I had to shut you down. I had to shut you down. Play the fool before. I was your fool. I believed in you. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. But your lies ain't working. Lies ain't working now. Who's hurting now? Who's hurt? I had to shut you down. I had to shut you down. What were you thinking? Bringing her into your home.
Chapter 2. Let's rock it.
Can you pop for me? Oh, baby, not stopping me. Can you take it to the top of me? I just wanna love you, baby. Always thinking love you, baby. Can you go with me? Oh, baby, all over me. Can you take control of me? I just wanna love you, baby. Always thinking of you, baby. I think I like how your body feels next to me. Oh, baby, when you're kissing me. Oh, baby, when you're loving me. I can't describe what I want to do tonight. Oh, baby, when you come to me, I'll make it so you never leave. Can you pop for me? Oh, baby, not stopping me. Can you take it to the top of me? I just wanna love you, baby. Always thinking of you.
Got to do with it, yeah.
It's about us, it's about trust me. What's love?
Got to do with it, baby.
What's love? It should be about us, it should be about trust me. What's love?
Yeah, slow down, baby. Let you know from the gate, I don't go down, lady. I'm on a chick with thick hips and licks her lips. She could be the office type, but like the strip. Girl, you get me aroused, how you look in my eye. But you talk too much, man, you're ruining my high. I wanna lose the feeling, 'cause the roof is ceiling is on fire. And you looking good for the getting, I'm a rider. Whether in a hoodie or a linen, a provider. You should see the jury on my women, and I'm living it up. The squad stay filling the truck with chicks that's willing to trizz with us. You say you got a man and you're in love, but what's love gotta do with a little menage? After the party, me and you could just slide for a few, and she could come too. That's love. Got to do with it, baby.
What's love? It's about us, it's about trust me. What's love?
Know what this is. What's the deal? Do you know who you with? It's Tony Ayo up in this. Got them German with them tips, you see, with them extra.
As he sit back on that gangsters, on my way, OT to flip them. And that big body bend, you know it's a 6. That took on my, I stack them chips. And I'm flesh as a, my juice is sick. From a block away, you can see them kid. Don't front, motherfucker, you know my style. I don't go nowhere without my yeah, on the low. Shorty got a thing for the kid. And you know, I'm finna take her back to the crib. Here we go. I'ma show her how I play a live. At the door, I tell her take the clothes off. Shorty sisters up to dancing on me. It's the way that she moves, it's making me horny. If I wake up next to her in the morning, I'ma turn over and tell her let's do it again.
Shorty so some dark dancing on me. The way that she moves is making me horny. If I wake up next to her in the morning, I'ma turn over and tell her let's do it again.
This is how we do. We make a move and act a fool while we up in the club. This is how we do. Nobody do it like we do it, so show us some love. This is how we do. We make a move and act a fool while we up in the club. This is how we do. Nobody do it like we do it, so show us some love.
Fresh like, Impala, chrome hydraulics, 808 drums, you don't want none. Better run, when beef is on, I pop that drum. Come get some, pistol grip, pump. Give me 6 inches on them white Air Ones. This red rum, ready, here come Compton, Drake found me in the slums, selling that skunk. One hand on my, I was selling, the Master P was saying, buck past them. It's G and the girls just wanna have fun. Coke and rum, got green on the tongue. I'm banging with my hand up a dress like, I make it come, purple haze in my lungs. Whole gang in the front, case a wanna stun.
I put Lamborghini doors on that Escalade. Little pro solo look like
DJ Zell, it ain't nothing but the truth, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Man, what type of DJ store do you go to get your DJs? You went to the top shelf too. I saw that shoe showed me the whole thing. You went to the top shelf, right? You bought that stuff. Hey, be back. I'm sorry.
But E finna sign his shoe. You know.
Oh yeah.
We
on the air.
Yo,
could get a red light in here.
Hot set right here. This is what we got. This is actually the Lisa Beane. She came all the way from L.A. up there and joined us with us for doing the Wake Up Thursdays right here. Now we got her live right here in the studio. So thank you for coming in here with us today.
In this cold weather.
And you know what? I meant to get you to bring your ticket because they ain't gonna believe me. They bring your ticket. She flew from L.A. LAX all the way over here.
I already have my pass to get on the plane for tomorrow.
Right. Yeah.
You got here yesterday, though, right? So you saw the
just
humidity.
To get here.
You got a chance to get to the humidity part of it.
Yeah.
She brought the sunshine water.
She did.
Yeah, 80 degrees.
Yesterday. It was hot. It was hotter here than it was in LA.
Oh, it was? You brought it all here with us.
Yeah, but it's gone today.
This is not the norm. This is not the norm.
When's the last time you've been on the East Coast? Wow.
It's been a while.
Been a while?
Yeah.
Also.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Uh-oh.
My art show that I had in Charlottesville, that was in October.
Okay, that counts.
That counts.
Hey, that does count. Charlotte
because
does
I did fly into Dulles,
it.
so that counts.
Crossed over, you on the other side of the Appalachian Mountain, it counts.
And we also got Tommy right here with us too. He's back with us, former FBI agent, and he's going to give us some real good information about stuff that's going on. What I'm doing, like I said, Lisa, this is your segment. This is what we do here on here for the Wake Up Thursday. So, Roy, what we got for me today?
Well, we've got two things. We have guns.
Yeah, we got guns.
And we have the millennials again. And I think if we talk about this is our new piece that we're going to be doing.
I love this
shirt. You tell.
Oh, wait, what do you
this
mean
is
about
the millennial power?
Yes, this is the.
Is it the one finger or is that the middle finger?
You can't tell. It's up to you.
I mean, we could.
It's up to you.
Ding. I mean, you did it.
I just want to know.
It's up to you.
I love the shirt.
That's a nice shirt, though.
So it's millennial power.
And I know we're gonna get to that, and then you're gonna lead to this. But this is with the millennials. This is why it's so important to get these millennials to the vote, to the polls, to vote, because their voice is definitely
coming up
to be heard. They're to be reckoned with and to be heard.
And the tagline is vote and the change will come. That's it.
I will be rocking this for the longest of times until the white turns black.
Well, we're going to get those, but this was just so I needed to get it made so that we could start, and we're going to find someone who is willing to donate about 1,000 T-shirts that we can bring, and they will be different sizes, and people. It's for millennials, and they call in.
Be the first ones to, don't jump on board until we get this first 1,000 of these T-shirts.
We need the person to, but I'll have all that information. But
we got to find a way to pump it into the school system.
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
And we can't even do as many as 5,000, 10,000. We have marches coming up.
Right.
But this is something for people to understand. Vote and the change will come. Because we can talk about everything, but until we vote, we're going to have the problems that we have right now in the White House, who people don't want to make the change, and it's only because of young millennials and the ones coming out. They now know that they have the power. They are the majority.
Right.
Well, Lisa, let's talk about that for a second, because they do have the power. They have the majority, but the rules are a little different. Now, I thought about this all day at work. I thought about it. I said, what would have happened if we had the power, our age group, our will had the same power, availability of information, and the will to get it done between the guys that were coming out of high school between 1982 and 1998. See, we understand what you guys are going through, we are just amazed at the fact that they have so much more to work with.
Right, and they a lot on their plate when you talking
Man,
about
it's hard.
gun shoot.
This ain't easy.
For real, we didn't have those type of.
It wasn't prevalent back then, and we was dealing with a different kind of drug era, things
Right,
of that
we
nature.
were just dealing with the
crack and things of that nature.
And it was benefiting. I got my first big screen TV off of that.
Hold on, man. I don't want to interrupt this, but we have another millennial over here who wants to make a comment.
Being somebody younger, it's amazing to hear you say that because usually it's the complete opposite. Usually it's like you guys don't have it nearly as hard as we have it. But I mean, the world is a different place. There are things that we don't go through that you guys didn't have. You guys did go through, but there are a lot of things that we see that you guys have never saw. So.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
exactly
it's
exactly
evolution.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
We've missed the evolution a little bit. I wish. Well, I don't say that. It's because God put me here for a reason at this time. But I wonder what would happen. At least what would happen if you were 30 years younger, and
if I was in their group,
and in their group, and in their situation,
30 years ago, or
30 years ago, as you were 30 years ago.
I was always.
Yeah.
What makes you think she's 30 though?
You know what? You're gonna get me in trouble at the end of the show.
No, I think
9 o'clock, man.
But just to say, we weren't the majority.
Right.
So, and back then, growing up, the press didn't present us in a way. We were such bad people.
We were told to be quiet.
And exactly.
Not to speak.
And my mouth kept me in trouble. But now they have access to the internet.
Yeah, the revolution wasn't televised.
Yeah.
Oh, it's televised now. Hello.
But that's what I'm just saying.
But you understand
the difference, what it would have been like back then. So I was still this way.
Right.
But nobody would listen, and I was always told, you know what, you talk too much.
Right.
You need to shut up.
Right.
And so I stayed in trouble.
I mean, I've been told on this show for the last 5 years, man, why do you keep going political? Because that's what it is.
Can I just say something about that question?
I'm sorry.
And that's a problem I have with people. Why do you keep going political? Well, if I don't go political, no one's talking. And then what happens? You get somebody like the idiot in the White House who gets voted in because no one was talking.
About nothing.
And not being responsible.
I'm looking at the news last night, and I'm like, wow, look at this stuff. The only thing that I'm looking at 11:30 and after 11:30 to 12 on Channel 5 is this idiot's tweets coming across the daggone. I'm like, why are you up? You should be asleep, getting ready for the next day to fight the power.
Just eat another cheeseburger.
Eat a cheeseburger. Hey, Donald, I know you watching. If you're not watching, you should be watching. Come on the show. I'll wait.
That'll be the show of all shows right there.
I mean, it's just like, but really though, sometimes it's like I be trying to, not to say I try to defend the dude, but I'm just like, you can't beat a dead horse. I'm just like,
hey man, that's not a dead horse. That's a stinking horse.
I was like,
man.
what's going to happen next time? And just now, I just heard that he said,
why is it
to control the gun laws, which he's going to be talking about, is that he said he's going to.
Gonna give the teachers bonuses and teach them how to shoot guns. Man, get out of here, man. What is wrong with you? I tell you what, why don't you give your guns to the daggone people in the White House, like your kids, and tell them come guard the daggone doors at a daggone DC championship basketball game?
Is that a resolution to the problem? Is that really a resolution to the problem? No. Really, seriously?
No.
I mean,
that's unpopular today.
Exactly. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely adding to the problem. If you talk about the guns, there's a huge gun problem here in the country.
Epidemic.
And, everyone that the NRA is pushing, the NRA is pumping millions of dollars into politics to preserve the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms.
Right.
And now you have, with these mass shootings, the weapon of choice seems to be these weapons of war, the AR-15 style weapon.
How did that happen?
I'm looking on Facebook. It's an AR-15.
Yes.
Yeah.
An AR-15. A gentleman took his weapon and said, "You know what? It's not worth it." But I'm gonna tell you why I like it. It's fun to shoot.
That's what you said.
Oh, it is.
Oh, look! I'm on the game shooting like we're on the game with a video mask on.
It is a fun weapon to shoot. It's a easy weapon to shoot.
Yes, it is.
And depending on how you have it modified, improved, you don't even really have to aim it. All I have to do is put the red dot on you, the red laser on you.
That's what happened in Las Vegas. The guy had the...
And it'll go right to the red laser.
Yes.
With the pointer.
Yeah, so it's very easy to shoot.
Well, we know this to be true because when the military gives you a weapon, they don't want it to fail. So it's idiot-proof.
Mm-hmm. It's idiot-proof, and it's glamorized, and the movies and the video games.
Yes, sir.
And there's nothing wrong with that. People like it. They see it. They say, "Well, I got to have one," and it's legal.
We understand. We
It's
understand. We understand the glitz and glare.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of the situation is that we got how many kids down in Florida dead? Let me ask you guys something. You're the millennials. Let me ask you a question. How much do you love guns?
Yeah, I think if I loved it, I would have one.
Boom.
I don't care for them very much at all.
And a lot of the millennials. I got myself, all right. You're not gonna get me tonight. But a lot of your own don't. And despite what people think, our young people are not mongrels. They're not dogs. They're not animals. They're going to be the ones that help you get that last glass of water.
Well, the question has to be, should they be legal? And that's the question we're facing now.
Okay.
A lot of people, the NRA would say, yes, you need to keep them legal. Obviously, you've seen what happened in Florida. The students are saying outlaw, ban those assault weapons. They marched to the Capitol in Tallahassee. Some of the legislatures wouldn't meet with them.
Bus loads.
Yeah.
It's mainly because our legislators, our leaders are walking around like they're NASCAR, and every major company has a stamp on their behind.
Including the NRA.
Including the NRA. And they should walk around like that, and they should have it tattooed on their face.
Yeah, so like in, what is it, Inglourious Bastards?
That's
and
right.
when they put the Nazi...
That's right. If that's what you are, they should stamp it on there. It should be like, well, you're signing this, we're going to give you this money for the next 2 years. And that's how long it stays on your face.
And if you're going to...
Because you're selling us out.
Even if you don't outlaw them, let's make some laws to make it difficult to get them, so they don't fall into the wrong hands, which is what's happening now.
What does law enforcement believe should be done about this? Would law enforcement go ahead and say, you know what, this is the list that we want to, because I've seen it, this is the list that we want to outlaw?
Well, the majority of law enforcement would say they would not support having weapons of war in the hands of citizens.
Civilians.
Yes. Right. They would say no.
That too. That's why we have.
Yeah.
That's how we have military.
But hear my point. The problem is you'll have the NRA, the lobby. They push for make these guns legal. Right. You have, say the FBI can stop you from getting on a plane. They can no-fly you and say, hey, you're too dangerous to fly. But unless you're a convicted felon, unless you have committed domestic abuse, or unless some court has adjudicated you as mentally unstable, even though you're on the fly list, you can buy that AR-15. You can buy,
So you can't fly.
But you can't drink a beer.
Yeah, you may not be able to drink, but
you can buy cigarettes. And you can't buy
the gun.
cigarettes.
Well, let's take it a step further.
God bless America.
Let's take it a step further. Wow. There's a thing called the terrorist watch list, where we have suspected terrorist sympathizers on that list. We have cases on the FBI and other intelligence agencies. They have cases on these individuals. They are suspected, known terrorists. But if they're American citizens and they haven't committed a felony, they haven't been involved in domestic abuse, and the court has not deemed them mentally unstable, they can buy as many weapons as they want, including AR-15. And to take it a step further,
we take it a step further as long as you want to take
the
it.
FBI,
we got a couple more minutes.
in their terrorism investigations, everyone's heard of surveillance. They do different types of surveillance. They may surveil you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, called 24/7 surveillance. Known terrorist suspect who said, hey, I plan on killing people, I plan on doing harm, I plan on shooting up something. But person has committed a felony, has not been involved in domestic abuse, has not been deemed mentally unstable by a court. So you're a terrorist suspect. We're following you. You drive up to the gun, the gun store. Now you've told informants, you've told undercover agents,
this is what I'm going to do.
I want to kill people. You go in that gun store, FBI can't stop you from buying a gun.
Right, that's the gap that needs to be filled. That's a serious loophole.
You mean
Exactly.
to tell me that I can say all that, go buy the gun, and I can't be stopped until I start shooting at people?
It's a little more technical than that.
I'm being
bottom
given a layman
line,
term.
yes.
Yeah, layman's
Because we cannot arrest you.
Until
I say we, I'm no longer with the organization, but you cannot be arrested for your thoughts.
No, the Second Amendment, you
You can think whatever you want to think. You can think, well, I'm going to shoot up this place. I'm going to do that. I'm going to join ISIS. I'm going to join Al Qaeda. You're just talking. But as long as you're just talking, you can't be arrested.
So the person was a kid who made a snap saying that he was going to shoot up a school. He got arrested.
Now, there may be a state law. I'm sure now with you go on in making these public statements on social media. The police will roll out there and they will probably arrest you on some state charge. But the FBI, for thought, how many times do people get in a fight? I'm going to kill you.
And it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. You can't arrest someone for that.
And how many times a day do people call the FBI and complain about people? And
it happens a lot. And again, but when they call, like the FBI will get something like that, you have to follow it up.
But they didn't do that at first because they got threats before the shooting
Right.
happened.
And the FBI is at fault. They screwed up.
Lisa, I've heard you speak about this before in terms of just how we're all being treated. We talked about, I've heard you talk about this before in terms of thoughts and how we all come together under one thought. What would happen if a group, a nonviolent group, not making a threat, made a determination that this is how we're going to be, and the government is not going to stop us? Because we're almost getting to a point where our millennials are starting to galvanize themselves for real now.
Well, isn't it
And I wouldn't want them to lose control of a situation and try to take it to that level without the support.
Well, I'm missing something.
I know. I'm just.
So you mean, so the millennials are gathering now,
right?
And they're having a march that's coming soon, and the momentum is going to keep growing, and their group is going to get bigger. And again, they're the majority of the population, so it will seem a little overwhelming because people weren't expecting them to stand up for themselves and to say, you didn't do your job, so now that's it for you. We are going to march, we're going to vote, and we're going to start taking care of this country. People will have fear of that because they're going to have fear of losing their power, position, and greedy money. But I think from what I've learned about millennials, they aren't caught up in, they want that greed, they want that power, they want to express themselves, they care about the environment, they care about their health. They're the healthiest group in our country that literally take care of themselves. No one's 100% perfect, but this is a group that's known to care. And they're going to be voting because now they're starting to understand, oh, wow, we really do have the power. They also know not to want to own a home because they see the chaos that's out there. They aren't really crazy about going to get the fanciest car in the whole entire world. They really they care about just being a human being more than any of us without that greed.
So with that ideal thought process going through these people who are the millennials, the way that the government is looking at the people that are throwing threats out, how fast will this thing come to a head and explode to a point where we won't know who's on what side? We're looking at things now. We have what scared me the most was the Virginia situation, where they galvanized together and it was just a whole bunch of negativity and hostility down in Charlottesville.
You mean when both groups?
When both sides came together. Now, our millennials are like, this is crazy. We need to stop all of it. Everybody push pause.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's reaching for that pause button. We have a president that is full straight ahead going over the cliff and does not care if he goes over the cliff. It doesn't make a difference to him because I have to be in charge. He's not really in charge.
But I think with the millennials, where we have to give them credit, I totally understand their anger.
Right.
I get it, when
I want them to be angry.
And yeah, I want them to go to that extreme. Then they can back it up.
Right.
But when you're angry, you're hurt. And they're hurt because people have told them they don't matter. They tell them that they're lazy, stupid. All you do is you're on your cell phone. You don't know how to communicate. Well, everybody I've watched that's been on MSNBC, CNN, no, I don't watch Fox, but I see the other channels. And when they interview these kids, and they are not even 18, most of them, and they talk like they have graduated from masters and getting their masters at the university. These are very intelligent young people.
Articulate. Right.
And that's why it's actually moving forward, because they are more intelligent than these people.
Yes.
Give them credit. And that's why I really felt, let's get this millennial movement, because for them to think, with that first day when I asked what you asked what about voting. And you said no.
I didn't want to vote no more.
And then when I explained it, and you still didn't get it, you still didn't accept it, but now.
Oh, yeah.
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 But you can see how the importance of it, though, right? And you can see that's that millennial vote that matters. That's that almost what you could say that sleeping giant that they're gonna have to deal with within the next 4 years.
How important is voting for you, 6'4"?
It's very important. It's very important for me, and actually. But not even being long ago from a millennial, as Big T would say.
It's a button right there. You keep.
I sometimes I used to think that like my vote didn't count, and actually I walked up to the polls and I voted for Trump. And went in there because I wanted something.
Ron, go ahead and close the doors.
I don't know how many times you gonna say this.
Because I wanted something different, but and I was just like,
we getting something different. Thank you.
I was pissed.
Thank you very much.
I'm not a Trump supporter. You know what I'm saying? I found out the fire burns and stuff. You know. It's like, damn, it's hot. I want to get off the boat real quick. But the thing is that I too thought that my vote doesn't count. And the thing that pissed me off about the voting is the electoral votes. That when Ohio votes and stuff in Florida, the California, things like that mean more than my city and where I live at. So that kind of upset me because one-on-one, vote to vote, Hillary beat Trump by a landslide, but it was just those other areas where she didn't so-called win that made her the loser. So that's what got me upset with it.
And I would I'm gonna have to disagree with Lisa on one thing.
What?
Especially for the young folks, it's important to not just listen to what you want to hear. So you can listen to the news, whether it be CNN, MSNBC, and say, well, I don't want to listen to Fox because they're the other side. You need to know and I don't want to call them the enemy, but you need to know where they're coming from. You need to know where the other side is coming from. You need to know what the other side is about. If you just listen to people that are just going to agree with you, you're going to be in the echo chamber. You need to see the other side for what they are and what they want, and therefore you'll be able to make a legitimate decision on how you feel and what you think.
That's an excellent
That's
point.
true.
That's an excellent
Because
point.
that would be if they don't, then it'll be the same thing as like Donald Trump.
Well,
and if his followers only listen to Fox.
I had a conversation with my child, who happens to be a very opinionated 16-year-old.
Nice.
She didn't understand why they just couldn't just say, hey, we're not hearing you anymore. We want you to leave. And I said, that's not how this works. That's why your vote is so important. That's why it is so important that you make an informative decision about who you're picking and why.
Hey T, I got a question, and I don't know if it's for this segment right here, but with the voting and everything, and how we say that it's so important to do it, but then when you can get an enemy such as Russia, that can dabble into it, and they can dictate how the voting can go, how the voting can, the outcome of it. I mean, what do we do about that? Is that another step? Is that for a different show? Or does that segue into this conversation that we're having right now?
I mean, man, how can you control?
I mean, and first of all, is it true?
Of course,
Tommy.
Well, the Russia thing is a whole nother question.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
I know time is short.
Tommy caught that one.
We can, if you want to come back and talk about Russia, we can do it. But that's a whole nother ballgame.
That's a whole show.
But and I know time is short, but just to circle back to the guns.
Yeah.
Harken back to 9/11. When 9/11 hit, that changed everything. And, you couldn't walk in the airport anymore without going through metal detectors and magnetometers, having your bag searched. You couldn't go into certain buildings.
Right.
And it made an impact. So the question is, regarding these shootings and these, military assault weapons, how much freedom are we willing to give up? Are we willing to give up the freedom to have those military assault weapons?
Is it necessary? Is it necessary to give up certain freedoms?
Yeah.
Now, that's what is being asked by the side that loves the guns. I've sat back, I've read, gone through stuff, YouTubed everything, gone to the extreme ones, all the way back to the ones that have the guns that have the bleeding heart, so to speak.
But there's a question I have, because you and I talked about it, but the point is, in the Second Amendment, is the right to defend. It's to defend yourself. Correct?
A regulated militia. You have to read the Second Amendment.
Yeah,
it's a regulated militia. And again, going back to 9/11, we can harden all types of targets. We can harden every school in the United States. We can put police officers there. We can put metal detectors. We can lock the doors. Again, it's going to cost money. He's cutting the budget. Who's going to pay for this?
It's not the right
state legislation.
And where are they getting the money from?
Here you go, right here. I got 5 right now. So
it can be done, but it's expensive.
Well, the thing is this: our kids don't want that.
Yeah, the less guns, the better. And to hop it back on this original question, like not to take anything away from the millennials, but you have what you call 1968, the Black Panther Party. They fit exactly to that question you had posed earlier. Yeah. They did something, and then they did something with the amendment. They knew their rights. They came out. It wasn't popular, but it was what was needed at that time. They got a lot of progress in the community, stoplights, et cetera, et cetera. So the millennials, it's nothing really new under the sun. They're doing it. They have a movement now. It's going to be good to continue to watch their movement because they move so fast. People that 17 in the White House, I mean, that was like the next day or two. So you keep your eye on them, and they are going to realize how important voting is. This is because they haven't even voted yet. They have opportunity and chance. They're going to be excited about it.
We have some powerful thought processing, thinking outside the box millennials that are just waiting not to explode, not to take over, but to guide into the next situation.
And you hear them all saying, they just want to have a nice life.
That's it.
I just want to have a nice life. Stay out of my life. Just let me have a nice life.
Leave me alone.
And this is what, yeah.
I'll call you if I need you.
Yeah, call you.
Here, take the taxes, do your thing. I got you. Make sure the lights stay on.
Hey, I think, though, this is, having this White House, sometimes when you have something, sometimes we have to go to the far extreme of bad and then watch the people grow out of it and create something good because you have to get rid of it.
We were talking about this with a buddy of mine who I used to coach with over at St. Albans. And he said, I miss Obama. It was so calm. I said, no, it wasn't calm. Trust me, it was not calm at all. He did not get a chance to do half the stuff that he wanted to do. But if he would have had the same support.
I miss Bush. You talking about Obama? I take Bush right now.
I know, right? I actually saw him on television a couple weeks
ago.
Well, and I was
Bush
so
loves
excited
the Obamas.
to see him.
I'm trying to figure this one out. Tom, we're going to put you on. We're going to hire you as a private investigator. We're going to find why is Bush loving the Obamas so much? Why is he always holding that woman's hand? What's going on?
They're cousins.
Yeah, I bet you they're
cousins.
We'll talk about that the next show. All right.
Hey, T, hey, you know, we gotta wrap it up. We got my man Russell Mullen that's getting ready to come on in a few minutes. Can anything that we want to do? Can we wrap this up real quick? Because before I let my man Zell take us out.
Let's get some.
I wanted to say my outlook. So I saw something that was a video, I read it where it was like a 14-year-old or something like that. She was a child, and she said that she didn't want the shoes that she had on. And her mom was like, well, what's wrong with her new shoes? She said she didn't want there to be a shooting in the school and then they see her because her shoes are lighting up. So as a millennial, my whole outlook on it is the change that we want, we don't want our own children or my little sister or my little brother to fear going to school off of something simple as their shoes lighting up.
Right. Okay. True that.
Yeah, that's deep.
Right.
That's a serious thought.
That's really sad.
That's a deep thought from a child.
This is really happening.
She's thinking of how she can escape.
The escape route.
Wow.
Think about that, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have coming up here next on our next segment, we have Russell Mullen. Russell Mullen that's going to be coming up here. We're going to just talk about a little bit about racism in America. Why is there racism? Black folks doesn't know about white folks. White folks may not know about black folks, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But we're going to get some talk up here like this. We're going to have my man Russ join us up on the set right now. But we're going to get my man Zell to take us out. Give me a little bit of that deep cover. I can feel it.
Oh, hell. DJ Zell.
Killing motherfuckers if I have to. Filling gaps too. Let your niggas know I'm coming at you. I guess that's part of the game. But I feel for the nigga who think he just gon' come and change things with the swiftness. So get it right with the quickness and let me handle my business. Yo, I'm on a mission and my mission won't stop until I get the nigga maxing at the top.
I hope you get his ass before he drop.
Kingpin kicking back while his workers slay his rocks. Coming up like a fat rat. Big money, big cars, big bodyguards on his back. So it's difficult to get him.
But I got the hookup with somebody who knows how to get in contact with him.
Hit him like this and like that. Let him know that I'm looking for a big fat dope sack. What is the spin? So let's rush it. If you wanna handle it tonight, we'll discuss it. On a nigga's time and a nigga's place. Take my strap just in case one of his boys recognize my face. Cause he's a shiesty motherfucker. But I gives a fuck, cause I'm going deep cover. Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car.
Yeah, and you don't stop.
Cause it's 187 on an undercover car. Creep with me as I crawl through the hood. Maniac lunatic calling Snoopy sport. Kicking dust as I bust fuck teeth. And the motherfucking fuck police. You think.
With so much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O-double-G. But I, somehow, someway, keep coming up with funky ass hits like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few ends as I breeze through. 2 in the morning and the party still jumping cause my mama ain't home. I got some freaks in the living room getting it on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? I got a pocket full of rubbers and my homeboys do too. So turn off the lights and close the doors. But what? We don't love them now. Yeah. So we gon' blow an ounce to this. G's up, freeze up for a second now, bounce to this.
Rolling down the street, smoking down, sipping on gin and juice.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Rolling down the street, smoking down, sipping on gin and juice.
Laid back.
With my mind on my money and my money on my mind.
Everybody to the Wild Wild West.
A state that's untouchable like Elliot Ness. The track hits your eardrum like a slug to your chest. Like a vest for your Jimmy in the city of sex. We in that sunshine state where the bomb ass hemp be. The state where you never find a dance floor empty and pimp speed. On a mission for them greens. Lean, mean, money making machines, serving fiends. I've been in the game for 10 years making rap tunes. Ever since Honeys was wearing Sassoon. Now it's 95 and they clock me and watch me diamond shining. Looking like a Rob Liberace. It's all good. From Diego to the Bay. Your city is the bomb and your city making
hot, sicker than your average. Pop a twist cabbage off instinct. Niggas don't think shit stink. Pink Gators, my Detroit players. Tim's for my hooligans in Brooklyn. That's dead right. If the head right, Biggie there every night. Papa been smooth since days of under rules. Never lose, never choose to. Bruce Cruz who? Do something to us. Talk goes through us. Girls want to us, wanna do us. Screw us, who us? Yeah, Papa and Pop. Close like Starsky and Hutch. Stick to clutch. Yeah, I squeeze 3 at your cherry M3. Bang every MC easily. Easily. Recently, niggas frontin' ain't saying nothing, so I just speak my peace. Keep my peace. Cubans with the Jesus peace. With my peace. Packing, asking who want it. You got it, nigga, flaunt it. That Brooklyn bullshit, we on it.
Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. I guess that's why they're broken, you're so fake. Biggie, 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 can't you see? Sometimes your words just hypnotize me. And I just love your flashy ways. I guess that's why they're broken, you're guess that's why they're broken.
As I said, a story goes. Baby, now I got the flow. 'Cause I know it from the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again.
Oh, hey. DJ Zell.
You are watching a
Whoa, that's his favorite song right there. Y'all say y'all don't know he was getting ready to dance, break a move. Y'all, we'll talk later. Go ahead, man.
We back from the 640 Evening Show. I'm DJ 640. That's my man Russell Mullen. That's up here, right here, and he has a new book that he has out that's called The Room, and he's gonna discuss a little bit about the book. But before we even get into too many details about the book, I want to just welcome you to the 640 Evening Show.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm glad to be here.
And I definitely appreciate you coming out here. You know, and like I said, we just want to touch a little bit about racism in America and things that's going on as far as that nature in that lane. And if you want, like we can direct ourselves back to the book a little bit.
Whatever you want.
Like that. But I do want to say, we broke bread. We broke a little bit bread yesterday.
Yeah, and, I missed my dinner, man.
Yeah, you missed the dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah, give me a roll, man.
But they did it. They did it correctly. You know what I'm saying? You know, for the brothers that was there, we had wings, we had chicken. Brothers love chicken.
Did you pull something out?
And you missed it. Oh. And Tommy, where in the hell did you get those cornbreads from? That things were off the hook.
Cornbread? I miss cornbread too?
Yeah.
That was Lisa. I have to tell you, that was Lisa.
She went out and got my contract. I need to redo my contract, man.
That was on. That was definitely that was on. It was on point. That was real nice, man. And I really do appreciate the hospitality, man.
Anytime.
Right. So Russ, so think about this. You know, the book is great. I was able to go through a few chapters. I didn't finish the whole thing, but I was able to. But I went through it. I really did like, and I was able to get an introduction about your background and things like that. So just give me a little synopsis about how you feel about how racism is going on in America and things like that, or why there is racism. Just a little bit of your take about what you're trying to your point that you're trying to get across.
Well, how I feel about racism is that it's still pretty prevalent in American society. It's everywhere where you look. If you're looking, if you're African American, obviously, you always see it. You always feel it.
Right.
If you're white, that's not necessarily as true. But I wrote the book because I had some experiences that were unique to somebody who was white, and I had some really wonderful friends that were African American, and given my original background growing up and everything, had I not gone in the Army and met these guys, I certainly would have never developed this kind of an attitude. Right. So that's really the story. Is I met some African Americans, and I I got a much more bird's eye view of what racism is and what it looks like in America. And I'm still white. It took a long time to figure a lot of things out, even from being with those guys. But eventually, I felt compelled to write a book about it. And as far as why there's racism in America, boy, that's a long history story right there.
But
if I had to get to the, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying, so you are aware that it does exist.
Oh, it so much exists. The
When
whole book's about it.
When did you realize that the people that you were with were going through different things? And not when did you realize it, but when did you realize exactly what it was they were going through?
See, T didn't read the book. T didn't read the book.
Hold on.
We're going to give him a copy. We'll give T a copy,
cool.
and we'll allow him to.
The button in a minute, man. Cool. Go ahead.
But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was in the room with these fellas for 10 months. And,
wow.
Within a week or so, it was a different experience. And I started seeing things right away that I can't deny the fact that, like all white people, even though they may deny it, growing up in a white environment, in a white world, I still didn't, I knew racism existed, but when it don't touch you, you don't feel it. You certainly don't feel the pain. And it's easy to be unaware of it, and it's easy to be unaware of what black people go through. But when you're living with black people, and you see it, then I saw little nuances that were racist, and I saw some really big things that were racist.
Did you realize stuff? Did you start realizing things that they didn't see?
Maybe not.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I gotta have an attitude that I was talking to a white man that I gave this book to, maybe last Thursday, and he started reading it, and I
got a little touchy for him.
I kind of push him a little bit, which is what the book does.
Right.
And I said the thing about white people is they don't really know Black America. They don't know who they are.
No, they don't.
They just don't. There's images. There's the television. There's the media images. There's movies. It's just that you're bombarded with these stereotypical images that paint a different picture that is nowhere near the truth. So.
Well, Russell, what do you think the major problem is right now with the recognition of racism in our government and how it trickles down the entire situation all the way to the bottom?
The hardest core answer is the biggest problem with racism is a major portion of white America is still racist. That's the problem. It's what I learned being with African Americans. Although African Americans may be angry at white people and they may have attitudes towards white people. This gentleman, for example, I told him when I was talking to him, I said when I told him that white people don't know black people, he was trying to little bit defensive, and he says, by the same token, black people don't know white people.
Okay.
And my answer to him was, if you're talking about racism, that's actually not true. Black people have lived with racism every single day for generation after generation. I mean, all the way back to the beginning. So y'all put a lot of time into thinking about it. and the oppressors you've been always watching them and seeing and paying attention. And that's many of the things I discovered. Yeah. So when you pay attention to the oppressors, you get to know them. You may not know a lot of things about white people, but you know the racism and how it affects you. Right. And white people would, they're just as content if they can get away with it, just to put on the blinders and not have to deal with it. Right. So that's the problem of it not getting fixed.
Yeah, I want to chime in on that because I think that is probably absolutely almost a magic wand which you have been through. For an example, when you break bread and become brotherhood with another brother, sometimes it's military, sometimes it's sports. For Malcolm X, it took him a pilgrimage to find that out. So my question to you is, outside of that experience, is it still a prolonged relationship? Because you have built this bond with this group that otherwise you may not have. And let's say now you retire from the military or wherever y'all had this unity, do you still reach out? Do they still reach out to you? I think that's
the answer is, and it's a sad story, and you just got to one of the reasons why I wrote the book, because it's as you can see, it's got some thickness to it. So there's a few details, and one of the dramatic details is this was the post-Vietnam Army. I was in the Army in 1978, and it was the post-Vietnam Army. There was a drug culture. There was a lot of drugs, and there was we're talking bad drugs too, not just smoking weed, but there was a lot of heroin in the we didn't even discuss this last night, but one of the things that did happen, and it's ironic because all my best friends, they were all from Brooklyn, and I was from the Jim Crow South. Now I didn't grow up. My father was not racist, so I was lucky to have a father who told me it's wrong. But he was about the only one in the neighborhood. I mean, everybody else was. Right. And so my African American friends, they had experience. They'd seen everything. So they didn't fall victim to the bad drugs. Right. I was the one who fell victim to the drug culture and melted down. And we had become such good friends that I became the victim of a drug intervention from my African American friends. That's a true story. All this is true. Wow. And I'm a little embarrassed to say say things like this in front of Tommy, who's lived such a disciplined life and everything.
I've heard it all.
But I actually fell real victim to the drug culture, and I got arrested and did a little time and got kicked out of the Army. And so it was a real bad experience for me. And when I left, I was 20 years old.
Right.
And I was ready to, I got to do something about this. I can't go down this path. So I reverted my life, and it was and all through my adulthood, I thought about the guys. And then, and some of you folks ain't as old as I am yet, but when you get a little older, you start being a little more reflective.
Right. And Russ, having said that, just with that experience right there, would you have you getting kicked out the Army with a situation where you involved with something with a drug? See, that's where I would think that racism and stuff also come through. If it had been a black guy in that same situation, he'd probably still be in the Army serving time for that right now as we speak.
I have no doubt that if they had been black and been guilty of the things I were, they'd have done a lot more time than I did.
Right, exactly. And so I'm saying that with racism in America, they don't have the whips, they don't have the chains and all that type of stuff anymore right now. But what they do have, they have a separator. They have credit. You guys get the jobs. They give the job is different. The housing industry is different. The education with the schooling is different. And it's things like that that keep it separated. Do you think that we will ever be able to reach a point where we will all be on the same level field, or do you seek a day when you can envision that where we all will be on the same level field as that is?
Well, in 2008, when Barack Obama got elected president, it felt like that might be not too far away, didn't it? And then when he got reelected, it felt that far away. But apparently, there's been a backlash. And I think the backlash against Obama culminated in the current president getting elected. So as of right now, I'm a little unsure and a little concerned.
Hey, that's a very important
I mean, golly, we're seeing we're seeing things right now that I didn't expect to see ever again. Exactly. As far as racism being right there on the TV, coming from the highest levels of authority.
Well, sometimes that last flash is the brightest.
Well, that would be nice. Let's hope it is. Let's hope that's the case.
Let's see what happens.
But I'm around enough white people to know that there's a lot of support for Trump.
Yeah.
And his behavior since he's been president has not caused that support to wane. And as a matter of fact, they seem to like his behavior.
They love it.
And we now know that it was enough to get him elected president. Which might add to the voting issue, because I heard y'all's conversation. If all the millennials had voted in their best interests, he wouldn't be president.
He wouldn't be president, regardless of the electoral college.
I think it's supposed to have been set up for this guy was supposed to be the president, and the things that he's doing he was supposed to be able to do. Like you say, the things that Obama may have put in place that was good. All these programs and stuff that he's taken away of. I think it was a plan for it to ultimately happen anyway. That's just my opinion. Because see, one thing about the black race and stuff, as black people, we are a forgiving people, and we definitely are willing to give the.
I'm not forgiving.
See,
Trump.
And we're willing to give the
I ain't forgiving nothing.
What am I looking for?
Well, it was a backlash, like you said. You have people who's interested in what you call like erasing the clock, turning the clock back. So that's why first thing he wanted to do is get rid of the Obamacare, which is not Obamacare, that's the nickname, et cetera, et cetera.
But Eric, when he did that,
he tried. That's the key word.
He tried to do it. He realized it's not a
Well,
black thing.
if I get,
Yeah, but the thing is with 45, the thing is with all the things that he's trying to take care of and bring it back.
It's a health thing.
Why is it allowing? Somebody's allowing to do it. He just can't just do it. Just say I just want to do it out of the spitting out of the air. They gotta allow these things to happen, and they're allowing it to happen.
He tried, but it's a lot of legislation go with that process.
There's a balance of there's a balance of powers in the government that makes it tough for anybody to get anything done.
That's one of the most complicated things ever to get done. It's health care.
I truly believe that sometimes the ball is thrown in the air just so we can do this. Look up while everything else is being done. When the ball comes down, they all jump back into place.
But and to piggyback on what Russell was saying, the backlash. Obama was president for 8 years. Then you have a backlash, and then you have Trump running for president. And how does he run for president? He runs for president. Mexicans are evil. They're rapists. They're criminals. We don't want the Muslims in the country. So he's getting this groundswell because of the backlash against Obama. He's getting the groundswell of the hatred of immigrants, and that helped push him over the top.
He had a large market for it, which was unfortunately. Speaking of which, who are you concerned for being the market for this book for the most part? You want black people to more gravitate?
I think anybody that wants to see an
opener for.
It's a good question, yes, sir.
Okay.
I think anybody that writes a book that the purpose of the book is to help make racism better, then what I said a minute ago, you kind of aiming it at white folks. They're the ones that the racist element of white America are the ones that need to look in the mirror and make the change. Black people are mostly waiting for them to do that. That's what's happening.
Exactly.
But if I could just talk about Obama just for a minute.
Oh, absolutely. Please.
Because somebody mentioned Obamacare and it kicked in a thought pattern. Was it you?
Probably too.
I was self-employed pretty much my whole life, and I had a small business, and around 2010, even before that, it started to slow down a bit. Chinese came into my marketplace, and that always hits hard, and so we didn't have as much money as we had before, and we signed up for Obamacare. My wife signed us up for Obamacare, and after he got elected, because the insurance had gotten so high we couldn't afford it anymore. And because of my drug use, I had contacted hepatitis C.
Okay.
And since the only year I ever used drugs was 1978, and the only way you can get hepatitis C is to intravenous drug use or blood transfusion. I've never had a blood transfusion, so I'm pretty sure I caught it in 1978.
Sure.
And
pre-existed.
By 2015, I was at stage 4 liver failure, which is, they don't have a stage 5. I didn't tell you this last night. And
sorry to hear that.
And I kind of thought, actually I was writing the book. I knew I was sick, and I was writing the book, and I was trying really hard to get it all finished, because I felt like I wanted to leave something. The book is not just a book to overcome racism. It's also, it's my apology to my friends in the Army because it was a wonderful environment, and I screwed it up more than they did.
Like a testimony.
And it's a tribute to them, because there's my two good friends in here. They're the main characters in the book, besides me telling the story, and they're the heroic figures ultimately in the book. So my story with Obamacare is that because I had Obamacare, that new, I don't know if y'all seen the commercials, Harvoni. There's a if you got hepatitis C, you can take Harvoni. They were trying chemotherapy on it before.
Yellow. They was wearing yellow hats and stuff with sunglasses and look just like you. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Russell. We were interrupted. I'm sorry. Go right ahead.
That's okay. I've been interrupted many times. I've interrupted a few people myself. So that's my thought. I'd like to do a shout out to Barack Obama. Obamacare saved my life. I mean, Obamacare saved my life. That's
he realized there was a
absolute
need for that.
Fact.
You know, 'cause
I mean, I got documentation to prove it. I even kept the 3 bottles of Harvoni because they cost $38,000 a bottle.
How about that?
Wow.
I am not making that up. That's how much they cost for 28 pills. It was a 12-week program. You had to take a pill a day. And I really wasn't even all that confident it was going to work because I had done chemotherapy, which was the only treatment for it.
Did you have stage 4 walking in when you first got the Obamacare? Or you?
No, I had found out I actually had hepatitis C in 1999, but it gets progressively worse. I was fortunate enough not to drink alcohol, which apparently is not good for your liver. So I didn't do any of the liver-killing stuff naturally. My immune system was working pretty good, but it was going to run me down and get me at some point.
I mean, that's scary.
It's true too.
And T, before you with your question, we're on the 640 Evening Show. We're right here with Russell Mullen, and he's talking about he wrote the book called The Room. And if anyone out there you want to chime in on here, we want to give you a copy of the book. If you call in and give my man Russell a question, we'll see if we can get a copy of this book to you. Give us a call 240-719-2560. And get on here, and maybe we can get you a copy of the book. Sorry, go ahead, T.
I just wanted to know, Russell, how long has the book been out?
A week ago, yesterday, we got our first box of books.
All right. All right. Congratulations.
Actually, it's no short event. It's I started writing it in 2010. It took me 4 years to write it. Okay. And then it took about 3 years to get it to the point where it was ready to go.
What's your first reviews on it? How do they look?
Well, Rudy's in charge of getting the reviews done, so we haven't had any reviews by important folks.
Okay.
But the people that have read it, that Rudy knows a lot of people. Lisa, for example, she read it and she
640, right?
She liked it enough to she liked it enough to get me on this show.
Time out, everyone. 640 read the book.
That's right. I read. I mean, I got a third. I got a third on it.
That's somebody calling. Somebody's calling trying to figure out if you really read the book. We got a
640 Even Show. Yes, who's this on the line?
Hey guys, it's Robin.
Hey Robin.
Funny. He's crazy.
Robin, ask him a question. Go ahead.
No, I really actually don't really have a question for him. I just wanted to commend him for writing this book. I'm sure it took a lot of courage and a lot of thought and thoughts and stuff like that, but it was, I'm excited. I cannot wait to read the book.
All right.
So
well,
I
thank you very much.
Thank you, Russell. Thank you so much for writing it. Thank you for your honesty and not being, afraid of expressing yourself. And so, like I said, I look forward to reading the book.
I'm looking forward to you reading the book.
All right.
But in order for you to read the book, you have to give a copy of the book. I mean, do you know? Are you going to buy the book? Are you calling to get a copy of the book? I mean,
I would like a copy of the book, or let me know 640 how I can get a copy of the book.
I love it. Get him, Rob. Get him.
Rudy, you're in charge of all this.
Give me the information.
By the way, Russell, this is our #1 fan.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
Very influential. Also, she will circulate the book.
Robin, we're gonna give a book out to you. We're gonna send a book out to you.
If you got her address, we'll mail her a book.
Got it.
Just because she's so new in this. We haven't even really got to the point where we had hoped to have the website set up where you could go to the website and purchase one today, but we didn't make it in time. Rudy was working on the thing, getting ready, but it didn't quite pan out.
Is the website already ready?
We received.
Do you know what the website is yet?
Yes, I do.
Let's go ahead.
But it ain't. But if they go to it, it ain't up yet.
It ain't up yet.
Okay, well, just give me the information, and if I have to pay for it, I'm fine with doing that as well.
You want me to just give her the information right now, verbally?
You can do what you gotta do.
Well, you got a pen and pencil? I'll give you the website.
And we're going to give the other listeners that.
We're going to do it twice. We're going to give you a copy of the book, and also we're going to give out the website right now. Go ahead, give out the website.
The website is rhubobpress.com. That's spelled RUEBOB. Press. PRESS.com.
Okay, got it.
rhubobpress.com.
And Robin, we're doing a documentary here. This is being filmed too for the documentary of the book, and you are calling on it, and you will not be getting no residuals for calling in on it being in the documentary. But thank you for calling in, though.
All right, guys.
So you trying to
It's
call
been a
Robin
wonderful
Atmosphere?
show. I appreciate it.
All right.
So 640, are you calling Robin Atmosphere? She just Atmosphere? I'm going to get you in trouble. Anyway.
Do you care to talk about
if
the...
I could, let me give a shout out to my friends.
Oh.
Now, you know, y'all out there, they was from Brooklyn. 40 years have gone by. You know, Brooklyn, I've seen it done. But Slim Rogers, John Robinson, you know, and anybody that was in the 143rd Signal Battalion in 1978 Germany.
All right.
You know, there was other characters, but they were the main two.
Okay.
You know, Stanley was in the room, Lonnie Brown, Herb Brown. You know, we was all. I was the only white boy. When I walked in the room here today, and it was just full of black folks, and they were all happy and smiling, I felt like it was deja vu. I said, I've been through this before. So my hope is to. Like I said, my book is an apology to them and a tribute to them, because the man I became, they formed that character. You know, when I went in there, I was just a naive white boy who didn't know nothing. And when I left, I had a lot of information, hadn't sorted through it all yet. Wrote the book about sorting through it.
I'm looking forward to reading this book.
Thank you.
Yeah, real quick, do you care to explain, or is there some symbolism with the photos on the back?
Well,
of the
there
book?
is some symbolism with those photos.
I
That's a
thought
good.
so.
That's a good question. Actually, we're actually kind of a little bit proud of that, because because what we were doing was we were the woman in the picture. She's Dr. Darshana Hawks. She's she got a PhD in sociology and things like that.
Right.
And she wrote the foreword to the book.
Okay,
and
good.
She's an Indian woman and ethnically Indian.
Okay.
And we went to Charlotte to find something that might make a decent cover for my back page. And we were looking for different monuments, and we ran across this one.
I see it.
And there's it kind of fits into today's pattern, because put this thing out here and show you here on the back. This monument was erected in 2001. This monument right here was erected in 2001 by the Sons of Confederate Veterans.
Okay.
And
that's what I was getting at.
And you know, we was kind of in a hurry. The sun was actually kind of setting, and it looked kind of good. And we took the picture of it, you know, because the Confederate flag is a irritating issue for a lot of folks. And then we ended up doing some research, and the Sons of Confederate Veterans erected this in 2001 to this gentleman who passed away around the turn of the century, and it was supposedly they erected it as a tribute to him for helping the South Carolina war governor. According to the way they wrote it, he let this man, this Jewish merchant, get in the wagon with him, and he defied Confederate cavalry and did all these great things to try to protect this man who the Union was trying to. They even refer to the Civil War as the war for Southern independence. You know, and so you know how it reads here. He shielded the governor from Yankee humiliation, escorting him in his personal buggy amidst defiance of the Union cavalry, earning the respect and gratitude of Confederates. But upon further research, the Union cavalry had been told to go arrest him, and this gentleman asked if he could ask for permission to drive him to the railroad station to save him some humiliation. So these folks did the same thing our modern media does. A little bit of disinformation to make you see it the way they want you to see it. You know, so we thought that was really cool once we discovered that. You know, and that's what this text here says. It points that out.
It sounds like it reflects the books.
Hey T, we're gonna switch this up a little bit, because I know we might be a little under pressed for time, probably, because I know we got real shortly. Time flies, but we're actually having fun. Can we get about 5 more minutes, Ron? We can't get 5 more minutes. Okay, we get about 5. See, Sean, you want to ask a question before you know?
I had one earlier when you said that. Oh geez, now I'm being pressured. When you said earlier that the book was mainly for white people, do you think it's really going to change their mindsets? Because I know that like a lot of people grow up, well, white people, they grow up learning this, so they're kind of accustomed to it. So you think they'll really change their mind?
Well, there's a lot of human contact in this. There's a human story between me and the fellas. Right. You know, I mean, we become really good friends. You know, I mean. I could say that we felt like brothers, and I don't mean that in a brothers the way black people use the word brothers. I mean in brothers like that we were family. You know, we lived together.
You live in the same place as
Slim Rogers was the kind of guy that he was always concerned about the well-being of everybody. You know, so he was kind of the leader of the room, and it was really just a fascinating experience. So the answer is, when I wrote it, I knew black folks would like it. You know, because they know this stuff. You had said earlier that black people are very forgiving. I bet you I mentioned that 10 times in there.
And you probably did? Okay.
You know, I mean, I actually certainly picked that up. Black folks are very forgiving.
Absolutely.
I mean,
so I was correct.
You know, that's one of those things that white people don't know about black people.
Exactly.
Because the only black people that get on TV are the ones that are yelling at white people, you know. But I found out differently, obviously. And so I knew black people would like it. We're targeting, hopefully, the white folks who think they're not racist, but they certainly still have racist ideas, you know. They might not be vicious racists, they might not even voted for Trump, but they still harbor racist ideas that they haven't got past because they're so bombarded with, you know, the negative information and the propaganda that goes with perpetuating racism.
And it's going to be hard. We're going to come back and close it out, but I want my man Zell to give us a couple of more cuts before we come back in. But I do want to say, and I definitely want to appreciate you guys coming over here because you guys, like I said, we got they came out here from Florida to come on to the show today. They're promoting their book. We had Lisa coming out here. She came up here from California. We appreciate that. We got a few gifts and stuff for you that we want to let you guys take back with you to show us our appreciation. Just a little token something from 6-4 Even Show. Because we got some niggas, we got some fellas, some people around here that live right in the neighborhood that we invite to come up onto the show, and they won't come up on the show. And they know what I'm talking about. And they can't support this. And we got these people coming from all the way down south from Florida to promote their book and stuff because they're serious. And I like that. I really do. I'm humble, and I really do appreciate you guys coming down here and doing this stuff for us. And you know, and I appreciate Lisa for coming in. I wish she was still here. I appreciate that. You got a nice T-shirt too that Lisa gave you too, Seashine, for that. And I do appreciate that. Tommy, thank you too as well. We're gonna come back. We're gonna let these fellas close it out for us right here, and got a little something for you too. And then get my man Zell take it up. I want to say happy birthday too to Dee Dee up in Frederick. Up in Frederick. I want to say happy birthday to her too. Absolutely. I want to say happy birthday. Give a shout out before Ron shuts it down. And we gonna go back into a couple of music things. We're gonna come down here and shut it down. The 6-4 Evening Show. C-Shine, Big T, Easy. We'll be right back.
Oh hey, hey, Zell.
21st night, September. Love was changing my mind tonight. While chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that our souls were singing. As we danced in the night, remember how the stars stole the night away.
Everybody, if you got what it takes, cause I'm Curtis Blow and I want you to know that these are the breaks. Brakes on a bus, brakes on the car, brakes to make you a superstar, brakes to win and brakes to lose, but these here brakes will rock your shoes, and these are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up.
Rick, close it up. Thank you, man. Like I said, once again, I want to thank my man Zell for doing DJ Zell.
Zell, my man. You got to come back, Zell.
Yeah.
Thank Lisa for coming out. Thank Tommy for coming. Russell, we definitely appreciate that. And Rudy, we appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Rudy. Rudy was holding it down back there, man.
He did most of the driving.
All right, Rudy.
So we great roll out here. Just got a couple of gifts and stuff I want to give you guys, man, for coming out here. Got a little something special for Rudy. And got something for Lisa too. Lisa, we appreciate you coming.
There you go. Wait. You don't want to use that hotel soap at all, man. It's too rough on your skin.
We definitely appreciate that, man. Thank you. And I ain't forget about you too, Zell. But thank you, man, for coming up in here.
Right.
But like I said, you want to give any last words you want to give up for the folks, man, before we roll out?
I'm just real happy they invited me. I'm happy it took us. It's been a 7.5-year journey from the time I wrote the first word to actually having a book. So we're determined and committed, and hopefully we'll make a change. That's the goal we're all working at.
And that's a Timberland Wild. The brothers like that.
Okay, well I feel honored.
Where can they buy the book?
Excuse me?
Where can they buy the book?
Rhubarb Press, RUEBOBPRESS.com. Rhubarb Press.
All right.
And really support the book because it's a really good book, and we definitely do appreciate it.
Oh, you can email me now at rhubarbpress@gmx.com. That's where you can contact me now, and we can get a book to you.
Press@gmx.com.
Rhubarb is RUEBOB.
Press.
Rhubarb.
Right.
Just remember that we'll talk about that.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember, take it easy. Are you ready, Ron? Take it easy, take it slow. Don't forget I told you so. To the Heavenly Father and my mother above, may we all learn to live in peace and love. I say it from the east to the west with a shout. Turn those problems over to the Lord, ladies and gentlemen. He can work it out. I'm DJ 640. That's Big T. C Shine. Easy was on the tour.
Yeah.
Thank you, Denzel, for rocking with us today.
Bye, folks.
And thank you, Rudy. Thank you, Russ, for joining us today. Like the infamous would say.
Ting, ding, ding.
Good night, y'all.
Thank you, Petey Green. Thank you so much, Petey Green.
Take us away, Ron.
I don't have much to bring. My heart is torn in pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the King.
Hey, Big T.
Truth is, I'm tired.
Do you watch Sunday's Best?
I am a fan of Sunday's Best.
I have seen so many people. I saw it in its entirety last week. So many people have chopped out the song. I was getting highly pissed. They was trying to sing the song. Was it sounding right?
Hurt and abused.
They need to pick another song if they can't sing.
Another song?
I can't say.
Please do.
What's left?
I love you, Taylor, man. Sing this song.
Lionel Richie, somebody get a writer. Need a writer. I know it's gospel music, but somebody need a writer.
No strength to
In Jesus' name we pray.
no tears to cry. Even if I tried, but still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Lead me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you this song. Please take me to the King. Truth is, it's time to stop playing these games. We need a word for the people.